alright. She looks at you once in a day, what's wrong is alright. And I love her, God knows I love her. It's a mean woman, she gets to know you, she gets to own you. It's a mean woman, she and the can turn at the drop of a thing. Well, all the things she does, they turn you on just the same. And I love her, God knows I love her. It's a mean woman.
Hey guys, it's Dana again, and I know this is a little delayed, but I did want to do a video on some things that I picked up at the Fright Night Film Fest that was at the end of June. That's why I say it's been a while. I should have already put this video up, but can't sleep tonight, so I thought I would do a video, and hopefully, you know, I'll be able to sleep after that. But anyways, not that you guys need to know that. The first thing I wanted to show is actually the first thing that I purchased at the Fright Night Film Festival. Steve and I made our way over to the Dead Pit booth, and I had known that they were going to be selling these green Dead Pit shirts, and as many of you know, the green Dead Pit shirts have not been available for some time. These have actually, from what I can understand, have been reprinted or rescreened by T-Shirt Joe Garcia at Fast Custom Shirts. And I feel like I should preface this a little bit by saying, I'm sorry, Joe, I haven't been, you know, talking as much about your shirts and things like that. But that does not mean that I have forgotten you or the great work that you do. As I've said before, I do buy t-shirts from other t-shirt vendors occasionally. Fright Rags is one. But Joe is I still consider Joe my t-shirt guy. He's my go-to guy when I want quality shirts at a good price. Sadly, Joe was not at the Fright Night Film Fest, or it's guaranteed I would have bought more shirts from him. Granted, I can order them at fastcustomshirts.com, and so can you. But I tend to buy most of my shirts from Joe when he's at a convention. I don't tend to order them from him. I'll buy them in bulk when I see him at the convention. So I was disappointed that he was not able to make Fright Night this time. But the word is he's going to be at Scarefest, so if I make it to Scarefest this time, I will definitely buy shirts from him. But this one, like I said, from what I have been told, Joe did screen these shirts, and they're excellent quality. Let's see if we can zoom in on the Dead Pit logo there. Really awesome job he did on these. And I'm going to turn it over so you can also see the back, which says raw and uncensored every Friday by the fans for the fans. And if any of you watching this video were at the Fright Night Film Fest and you went to the Dead Pit's commentary screening, the Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, you know that they did make an announcement that they would be going back to a show every week. So that's good news for all us Dead Pit fans. So, yeah, I encourage you to also go to deadpit.com and listen to their show. Even if you've never listened to these guys before, definitely go on over the site and check their stuff out. And they have stuff you can buy too, you know, shirts and memorabilia and commentaries and all sorts of really cool stuff. Well, unfortunately, my battery's running out on me again, so I will be back. Okay, I'm back again. Probably can't see the shirt as good now because I'm hooked into an electrical outlet and can't get very far with the camera right now. Really going to need to get a battery for this camera so it won't run out of battery juice quite as quickly. But hopefully in the other shots before this you saw some good shots of this shirt. Again, I encourage every one of you watching this video to go to fastcustomshirts.com, check out what Joe has to offer. He's got a lot of new stuff on there. I was just on the site the other day and saw a lot of really cool new shirts. Like I said, as soon as Joe's in another convention, I'll probably buy 4 or 5 from him. So, again, Joe, don't feel unloved, don't feel unwanted, because this gal really likes your shirts, and I will continue to buy some from you. Love you, and sending you lots of hugs. Okay, so we're going to move right along. I'm going to move the shirt out of the way here to the other things that I picked up at the Fright Night Film Fest. And I hadn't been getting a lot of autographs lately, but I thought, what the heck, I'll get a few more to add to my collection. And one of the autographs I got was from Danny Hicks. I'll zoom in on that a little bit. It says, "For Dana, thank you for liking my films, Danny Hicks." This is actually a screenshot from My Name is Bruce, the screenshot from the film that features both Bruce Campbell and Danny Hicks. And Danny Hicks was also in Evil Dead 2, playing Jake. He was in Intruder, playing gosh, I think it was Bill was his name in Intruder. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm sure he's been on other stuff. I just, I can't remember right now. But he was a really super nice guy. And, it was funny because he talked about how much he liked my accent and stuff. And, normally I don't hear this. Only from people that live outside of Kentucky, which makes sense. If you don't hear the Kentucky accent all the time, it's going to be new and different to you. Kane Hodder was someone else that talked about my accent, and it's really entertaining when these people talk to you about your accent. I know I realize sometimes they just might be trying to make conversation with you, but I think some of the people try harder than others. Some actors and actresses I went up to have acted like they really didn't care one way or the other if you were wanting to talk to them, if you wanted to get an autograph or didn't want an autograph or a picture or whatever. But it just makes you feel good when someone will attempt to make extra conversation with you. Another thing that I thought was nice and amusing was he would not let me call him Mr. Hicks. I could call him Danny or Dan or whatever, but he did not want to be called Mr. Hicks or Sir. So that was interesting, because my normal procedure is when I go up to these people, Mr. or Mrs. If they're a woman, I'll say Mrs. whoever. And if it's a man, of course, I say Mr. whoever. And I just automatically did that with him. And I had a really good experience with him. I realized that depending on the time of the day, he may have been able to give more attention to some people. There was actually not anyone else at his table at that time. Earlier in the day when Steve and I had went around looking at, to see who was there and, what kind of vendors they had and all that, his table was pretty crowded. But later on in the afternoon when we went back, I told Steve, I said, well, there's not anybody at his table right now. I'm just going to walk up and, shake his hand and all that. So anyway, that's the autograph that I got from Danny Hicks. And the next autographs I got, and I have to say I'm very, I have to give a big thank you to Jeremy Johnson, who is a friend of mine, but a longtime friend of my co-host Jenny, that does the Seductive Poison podcast with me. He's a really nice guy, and he found out that I was going to the Fright Night Film Fest and knew that Deborah Foreman was supposed to be there. As far as I know, Deborah Foreman has never done a convention before. And so he wanted to get a couple of things signed by her. One was a picture, and one was a VHS that he sent to me. And so I thought, while I'm here, getting this stuff for Jeremy, I like to meet her too. And I got her autograph, got a picture with her, and a picture and an autograph was only $20. So I thought that was a good deal. And again, Deborah Foreman was very sweet, very humble. I recommend to anyone that's, either a fan of her work or a fan of horror films in general. I'm sure you've seen her in April Fool's Day, which is where this picture comes from. I recommend you go up and see her if she's at any other conventions. She did sign this. I'm going to zoom in on it. To Dana, April Fool's, Deborah Foreman. And I talked to her a little bit. She was talking to me about Bruce Campbell and stuff, and we had a good time talking about that. And just really super nice, super sweet woman. And again, I can't recommend someone going up to see her enough if they see her at a convention. Okay, I'm going to pause this a little bit because I've got to get out the last thing that I got signed, and it's the big one, guys. So hold on just a second. Okay, so this is the last thing that I was able to get signed. Actually, this was purchased for me by Steve way ahead of time before we went to Fright Night from Rick Melton. You can visit his site. I think it's oh gosh, it's just go to Google and look up Rick Melton artwork, and you should be able to find the site that way. Because I think it's Stunningly Savage or something like that, but I could be wrong. But this is a really excellent print that Rick Melton did recently, and like I said, Steve purchased this for me so that I could have it signed by the one and only Bruce Campbell at Fright Night. Now, for those of you that were at Fright Night, and many of you that maybe weren't there, that heard about how the system was set up for you to get an autograph from Bruce Campbell. It was a ticketing system, and they pre-sold tickets to get a photo with him, and I know some people did. My good friends Candace and Crater, or Chris Prater, did that, and their picture is on Facebook. It turned out really cool, and I really like it. But I opted to go for the autograph and meeting Bruce Campbell route rather than getting the photo. You could have got a photo and an autograph, but I just pretty much decided to go with this. And actually got invited by Candace and Crater to be in their photo. I actually was going to pay them a little bit to be in their photo with Bruce Campbell, but I think this turned out better because because they were able to get in the picture with Bruce, and that was a personal thing for them. And overall I think it worked out better, and I'm going to see if I can get I don't know how that worked there. I don't know if I lost anything, but as I said, I'm going to try to get a view of the signature. Can't see it very good there, but it says, "Hey Dana, Bruce Campbell," and then he's put Ash underneath that. Again, Bruce Campbell was really, really nice. I really enjoyed getting to meet him, and I know a lot of people said that they figured everybody was going to be herded in like cattle, and it was going to be real fast and real quick. And I heard some people had varying experiences with the autographs. Okay, I'm back once again for the last part of this video. But as I was saying before the tape ran out, people reported back that they had varying experiences when meeting Bruce Campbell. I don't think anyone had a bad experience actually meeting him. Only things from security and things like that, but no security guy said anything to me whenever I was waiting in line to meet Bruce Campbell. So when I finally got up there to meet him, I was expecting it to be like all of 1.5 to 2 seconds at the most, but actually, he was very congenial, talked to me for a bit, asked me what it was like to love a woman named Dana, and I really didn't know how to respond to that, and he said that a woman named Dana had broken his heart once, and I kidded back and said, don't tell my boyfriend that. But, he could have had his heart broken by a woman named Dana, more than likely not, but at least, he was trying to make some conversation with me, and that's part of their job, when they're at these conventions. They like to get people to open up a little bit, and he was very good at that. And he, wondered where I got this print, and I hope I can push some more work Rick Melton's way, because I actually told him where I'd gotten this, and he signed it, and then he did ask me what I did for a living, and I told him I was a librarian, and he said perfect, and I shook his hand, and that was pretty much it. But had to be at least one of the main highlights of the Fright Night Film Fest for me. Some of the other highlights were getting to hang out with Aaron and Wes at Dead Pit, hanging out with Candace and Crater, meeting all the other really nice people. I saw Chris Lax, aka Critter Fan, again. It was nice to see him again. Justin Powell, or Pizzow, I saw him, met his very nice girlfriend Heather. Cody was around, and it was good to see Cody again. And gosh, I really don't want to miss anybody. There were a couple of other people that I have forgotten their names that I know that we saw there and we talked to. Michael Felcher was there. It was nice to see him again. Sadly we were missing, several key people that are part of our crew that we hang out with. One was Jess, Aaron's girlfriend, and baby Piper. Unfortunately, due to certain circumstances, Jess had to stay home instead of coming to the convention. Joe was again another one that we missed very, very much. Abby and James, due to some health issues, some things that James has been going through. I won't go into details on this video, but for anybody that's friends of theirs, they know what's going on, and so I wish both Abby and James the best, and I hope that James is feeling 110% soon. It sounds like he's on the way to recovery right now, and I hope things keep going that way for him. So plenty of love and prayers are sent your way, guys, and I really, really missed you at Fright Night. Hope to see you at the next convention. Phil was another one that sadly didn't get to make it this time, and I'm sure there are several others, and I do apologize for Jason Schneeberger was another one that I don't recall seeing him there. I don't think he was there this time. And Tim Gross, that's another one that sometimes I see him at the Fright Night Film Fest. I mean, there are others, I'm sure. I'm sorry if I am forgetting anybody. I don't mean to, forget anyone. But sometimes in the jumble of the convention mania, you forget these things. But anyway, I want to give a little before I get off of here, I want to give a little background on a sweet story behind how I managed to get Bruce Campbell's autograph, because this was not something that I did on my own. There was someone else involved that allowed me to get the ticket to get the autograph, because there was, like I said, there was a ticketing system which they pre-sold tickets for the photo op, but they did not pre-sell tickets for the autograph sessions. And if I'm thinking right, there were 2 autograph sessions and 1 photo op session. And if you didn't get in on any of those, you were just, out of luck. So I thought, there is no way that I'm ever going to be able to get a ticket to this thing, because I was staying with Steve. We were not staying at the hotel. So what I figured was all the people that were staying at the hotel would get down there early. They were going to start selling the tickets at 8 a.m., I believe. But, I figured it'd be just like Ken Daniels said, or I don't know, whoever does the website, I don't know if that's Ken or someone else does that for him. But whoever had put that information up on the Fright Night Film Fest website had stated that you could get in line kind of like a Black Friday deal at any time you chose, at midnight, at 3 a.m. And I was thinking, no, I'm not getting up that early, and I'm not going to ask Steve to get up that early to go and get in line and, and risk there already being a horrendous line for these things. So, like I said before, I was planning on getting a picture with Candace and Crater, because they had told me the night before that they'd be more than happy to have me in the photo with them. And so I was kind of pretty well resigned to that. I was pleased that they asked me. I'm still grateful to them for even, thinking of asking me. But what happened was, you're going to be thinking, well, this is a long story to get around to it, but I had to give a little background information. What happened was, Steve woke me up kind of early for me. I don't recall exactly what time it was, and he said he was going to go on to the convention and see if he could get a ticket for me, to get the autograph, and for me to just sleep in a little bit, and he would be back later. Well, he did come back later and came in, and he told me he was sorry, but he wasn't able to get a ticket. And I said, well, that's okay, it's not, the end of the world, and probably Bruce Campbell will show up at a convention at a later date. So Steve waited a few minutes, and then he said, can you come out to the Jeep? I need you to help me get something in. And, I thought, well, he must have picked up something that he needs got help with, So I get out there, and he says, what is that there in my Jeep? And I looked, and there on the dash, propped up in the window, was a ticket to get an autograph from Bruce Campbell. And you cannot imagine the smile. I was grinning from ear to ear. I was so happy. I can't even begin to explain to you how that made me feel. Not only did he get up early, go to the convention, stand in line, get this ticket. He paid the $30 for it. I didn't pay anything for the print, and I also did not pay anything to get the autograph. What can I say? I mean, I have the best boyfriend in the world, someone that would do that for me and not be judgmental and think it's ridiculous that I wanted Bruce Campbell's autograph. He knows how much I like Bruce Campbell as an actor, how much I love the Evil Dead films. And, I think that's why he did it. That, and because he cares about me so much. But anyway, that's a little story of how I got the autograph. And I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I thank everybody for watching. Hope to be back with something soon.